Most welcome to the Voice of Evolution. My name is Preview. And so seeing the forthcoming sceneries today, it is time you rise into your authenticity, into your eternal light, in your Christ light, your crystalline consciousness. So if I look at society today, when stepping onto a train, I had to put out or pull on a mask, and that didn't work for me because I am a light being. I'm a pure living light force, and so when you breathe light many miles in circumference, that doesn't work because a mask wants to take your life forces away, wants to take your breath away. That is like agreeing to the beast, taking your culture, your essence, your beauty. It's the most humiliating invention ever by the beast, by the terrorists and the hybrids and the monsters of the universe. And so it's up to us to move our consciousness in action, moving into action and manifesting action every day. That is pure mastery. You cannot tell me, not in any possible way, that I need to wear a mask whenever, wherever I go, because like sitting in the train, I had that mask, I could not breathe at all. So it was a matter of either letting my life forces down and die, or blow right through it. So at that time I said, my breath goes many miles, not just 2 centimeters or something. So I blew a hole through it, and that officer in front of me nearly fainted. He just, like, he passed by me. He didn't say a single word anymore. And so you cannot do that with a light being. The same goes if you have your light, your crystalline Christ light in the body, and you have your straight antenna where it needs to be, and you open up these dynamic high heart forces and sources into your dynamic, and open the many light bodies with your spiritual body, your higher mental intelligent bodies, there's no way you can ever wear a mask. So pity those who are still agreeing to the beast and even selling masks. I'm talking especially here about great speakers, authors, authoritarians, and how can anybody just sell a mask? I don't get this. It means these people definitely agree to the beast that is going on, agree to the atrocity, to the bloodshed, to every single inch of freedom that has been taken away. And it's up to us to take action. There's not enough people taking action, just complaining. Complaint is not gonna get you anywhere. Fear is not gonna get you anywhere. Stepping into your light body, your spiritual body, and the beauty of your essence, the thrill of your life forces is going to get you there. Still, what do we see on social media? People praying, please protect me, please help me, let me not die. I mean, we are done with that nonsense. Spirit has always said, it's been said in all the scriptures, help yourself and you be helped. And so when you move into light and your light embodiment, your eternal immortal light forces, and you re-educate yourself into that without a single inch of laziness, stubbornness, especially because we have celestials, celestials, the solar streams, and the universal beings that need to fuse together, which is happening. So between 2020 2030, that is the biggest change we will ever witness. And so there is no place for complaint or just blabbering around. It is a time to keep away from social media, to keep away from the Google machine and get your own machines in. And so I'm happy to witness as many artists and musicians and actors taking action every day. And so it's up to us, support them, support each other, get into your light vibes, and educate yourselves, especially in a light body. Get yourself into a foundation. A Christ light is simply crystallizing the body, moving from carbon into crystallizations with many upgrades and many crystals. Like, I've been waiting for this one. This gives me a thrill. Yeah, I want to share this because I knew for 20 years, like, I was so much attached or triggered to the Yellow Mountains in China. And so I said before, like, we need to let go of the 0101 dumbing down digital technology. Science, spiritual science and spiritual physics are far beyond that paradigm, and moving into the triangular equations is easy to go. So I had my construction, my capstone in the brain, moving into the Gobi Desert with Tibet and the Yellow Mountains. That is a perfect construction, actually. And I saw my own self, my light body, in the lighthouse in Shambhala, and how I was cut down to every possible movement on the earth for many, many years. Because of my birth chart. And so when eliminating the birth chart and the astrological wheel, the astral planes of dreamery that want to keep you in slavery. That's all that is really about. And if you keep on listening to astrological forecasts, then you will be living the beast on the earth. And so they have been trying to divide us for a million of years, and so the fusion is coming around, meaning the spiritual warfare is going to be higher and higher and higher, so they will find out many more things. So it's up to us to say no, and to plant your signature on the earth and invent new things. So we have to come up with things where they cannot say no, because every government will fall sooner or later between 2020 and 2030. Look at Belgium. We haven't had a government for many, many years. So how about that? So they pay a lot. And yeah, look at the taxes, look at everything. So they are poisoning the air, the soil, or essence. It's up to us to open up our glandular construction to the highest level of air and merge that with the high heart, the lungs, the light eternal lungs. And opening that means you get into the power of your word. You get your voice out instead of just opening up and signing petitions and being after Facebook like day and night and just saying yeah, no, yeah. That is being a slave, like not taking the action where it needs to be, because the rule on all that social media is still, let's cut them down, let's place the lies in such a position that people will become immobile. But we are very mobile, right? So here I encourage you to really move into your Christ-like body and open up the breath of living light chi, and that takes quite some technology to get there. And you can just align to your source, your spirit, your spark, the three S's, with your intention, intuition, imagination, the three I's, and do it yourself. Or you can take courses or whatever, but it is a fact that also between 2020 and 2022, there is that division line. You either live in the crystalline grids or in the matrix with no more excuses. And so your brains will go to the largest level of shifts in the crystalline grids. There is no shift in the old soul ego consciousness, because in the end it will not exist anymore. What is left many people will be catapulted into another planet for this learning zone. So that is pure truth. If you can't handle truth, then so be it. But we witness every day. Look at the food, everything in the food industry. Every mineral and vitamin has already been taken away. It's up to us to create these forest gardens, to create together, to create new joyful communities with people that work together as in the ancient of days. So connecting with your ancient ancestral tracks would be a good thing as well. But really keep your feet planted firmly on the ground, connect with the crystalline ley lines underground, and open up your Wi-Fi stations with the elements, especially because you can co-create like magic with the elements. And so that's why is the alchemist and yeah, the magician within the phoenix that must rise from the ashes right now, because time is up. And then when we can recreate, and I do a lot of work in that department to bring the health back on the earth and eliminate the poison, the 5G poison, the poison in the oceans, the poison in our waters. And there is a perfect way to do it. It's all, people are so hungry for knowledge, yet when they need to invest in self to know that. I've been investing in myself for 20 years. Like, you can invest with small bits and pieces. You can invest, you can take many courses. So here I will come up with this 12-week course, a 3-month of total change and shift in consciousness. That is not to be found on the Google machine or on any low degree, and that humiliates humanity actually, because we have not been taught into the energies of pure mental, psychological, emotional strength, and that needs to come back. It is not enough anymore just to do some exercise, get into some healthy food, because there's no healthy food. Yeah, you can juice your life away, you can drink water, you can skip the animal food industry and start out some new consumerism, which is pretty healthy. And from that level on, when you know how to do that within a light body and upgrading your light consciousness from your source self into your spirit self, and you eliminate the old astrological chart, the birth chart, and so many charts that keep you in these lower levels, that do not allow your higher level intelligence to come through and make you speak on the spot wherever you go in society. So there is a lot we can do, and then move from the eternal vibration all the way into the inversion of everything. We need to re-invert everything, and once that whole cycle is completed, you complete your old mental barriers, your old cycle. So here, especially within the eclipses, get the technology of the eclipses, or get your, I have 1 hour deep meditation eclipsing every chakra wheel, just bam, out of the old emotions and the fear, the deception, the distress. It's all creation that we accepted. So as long as you keep on accepting creation from outside forces, there's no moving forward. So this month of June is really the month to upgrade, take responsibility, and connect to your source, and let yourself be guided to the divine designs that are coming through. So our biological geometries will change every day, and so there is no really any forecast that can do that. We cannot follow up what the universe is bringing through at present time. because it is actually too much, and as out there in space, everything between the moon and the sun needs to reset with us. And so imagine if Earth is anyways moving into light Earth, or already has, so it will not accept any toxins, any poison, any maltreatment, any disrespect anymore. So that will be seen in the volcanoes, in the water streams. And so the complete overhaul of light body water, or light body is almost all water, right? So if we can agree to work with at least 3 months and interchange the water to pure waters in the body that goes to the kidneys, the lymph node, the lymph vessels, the water in the bloodstream, the water to the organs, the water that sits in the glandular structure, that is quite some work. And so here we return once again. Humanity is massively lazy due to the matrix. And so once you decide to get out of that laziness and get the right technology from step 0 to step 10, and that is at least opening up every energy wheel that you have and installing the light body in a crystalline grid, and then moving upward into your source self, then in your spirit self, opening to the celestial bodies, the universal bodies, the omniversal spiritual bodies, and in the higher mental bodies, the creator self bodies, the scientific bodies, with the physics of spirit and the astronomers of spirit that move like a million years far beyond what we have to digest from science today, and they are still getting paid hundreds and millions of dollars for such nonsense, pure nonsense. I can see myself change every day, and I'm done with going the slow move. We are done. We need to get up the ladder. So here also created, because the book Mastery Degrees to Manifest and the ancient ancestral prescription goes with that, so you can really develop a complete new true you from now till December. These 6 months are crucial on the planet, and to decide what a light consciousness can do. It deflects negativity, density, debris, the monsters, whatever you want to call it, and it purifies your embodiment and your energy field continuously, depending on the work that you are doing on the present time. So that is the power of the word, and you will speak like I speak. I never prepare for a video. I don't need to prepare. It comes up to me and I just pull it out, and that's the way it goes. That is instant manifestation. And so moving into instant manifestation, that needs an understanding from the movement out of fear and how these manifestations work. And that means you can get a brand new job, you can get a brand new family, you can get new friendships, you can travel worldwide, whatever your dream is, but you need to manifest that consciousness, that creator consciousness first in order to get there, because one single negative thought may take away 20 million positive thoughts. That is how it works today, with all that poison on the earth and in the air. Like the RNA and DNA doesn't fuse the way it used to be, so it doesn't really match. So what happens is, let's say 10% of negativity takes over that 90% of positivity, and that is the reason why it keeps you down. So opening up your molecular construction into a light body means we release the cellular construction, move into light waves and light body parts, and that is where the fun truly begins. So here I'm not going to put out videos every day anymore, just once or twice a week. And you can follow me up. I'm preparing for this 12-week online course where I'm going to guide you and move you into such a passionate, truthful vibration with your living light forces, that your heart is moving on a motor volume, you can hardly follow up, but that is fun, that is your passion, that is your true life forces, your chi forces, and there's many levels to everything. So I was looking at my crystal, I'm so happy with it, but I didn't speak out right, as I remember. I never reread my video, so yeah. So what it is, it's a pink tourmaline, still in its mother stone, and this one is straight from the high altitude energies in Tibet. And I couldn't really ever get a crystal from Tibet. It just somehow it didn't work, and I listened to my spirit, my source 100% as I'm guided, because the air was so dense up there as well. Well, it was one of the stations with the purest light dense with oysters you can imagine. So as I sit here, my heart is wheeling out like many miles. It's not only, it's actually the high heart with me and connecting with the thalamic gland, which opens a lot more of the heavenly bodies, and celestial, solar, universal, heaven, spiritual. That might sound like Chinese for many. It did to me as well 20 years ago. It doesn't anymore. And so we need clarity about that. So moving from one level into the other is imperative. Then especially moving out of the soul jar, so that yeah, if you imagine your intestines not being cleansed for 40 years, that trash really stinks like hell, right? So most people are still living with the trash in the solar center. And so detoxification moves from one level into the other. So imagine if you go into your fridge and you just look at a few products that are completely outdated. What do? You quite naturally move these products in to the trash can, right? For most people. Some still eat it, so however. And so if you imagine your brains, I'm not talking about the mind, because that is also that ego thing that needs to release. The mind is the same as all these deep subconscious levels, which take away awareness. And moving into an activated consciousness, that means your awareness moves with the speed beyond even the speed of light. So if you imagine you have never cleared out all that trash in your glands, in your blood circulation, in the beauty of the nervous system, and your nerves are still running the old synapses in the brain, the old photobombs, then there is really no way of moving forward either, because it keeps you in stuck patterns. So we definitely need to override all that, eliminate, override, detach. There is so many things, but I would suggest in the first place, evaporate all that old stuff, so you create an aerospace, an aerocraft. Remember the word aerobics, aerocraft, aerospace. If you want to move into a light body, you need to expand your air and transmute all the water stations in your body. Just drinking water is quite not enough, and doing exercise is not enough. It's not gonna cut it. Light consciousness is the highest volume of intelligence, light technology, and light healing there ever existed on the planet. It is as ancient as the existence of the cosmos. So there is a lot to learn. So my message here today essentially is like that is getting your lungs, your heart circulation, the blood circulation into a clear space at least, and upgrading your breath. From there on, you can teach yourself the celestial spiritual bodies, and that is a design actually that keeps you, yeah, grid savvy. You are safe in a grid, in the crystalline grid. Nothing can hit you, even not a bullet. So I'm also happy to witness that many judges, police, bankers, and entrepreneurs are turning their head away from what is happening. They are realizing that all that nonsense is going too far, and they, yeah, I don't know what is going to happen with that, but the biggest change is up to us taking responsibility and become so massively creative in your space that there's no way anybody can ever stop you, and that is the creator engine into that opens up into the beyond actually, where you get to know your own mathematical codes. A code can be anything, it can just be a simple letter or a cipher, and with these mathematical codes you can open into anything. Remember, I posted about the ametrine that I encoded for people that living in the greatest, the hardest level of distress, not knowing how to move forward, and that has actually, yeah, move a lot because I'm very active. I have all that energy. Somebody once asked me on YouTube if I had a disorder. Definitely not. I work 18 hours. I sleep like 5 hours, and apart from that, I just work because we have 3 times 8 hours, right? Most people work 8 hours, sit in front of their TV screen for the next 8 hours, and then have an 8-hour sleep. So that's not interesting. That is not what we are. So I have the ametrine and the citrine crystal ball, and so that means I will encode them for with the energy of great strength, and especially with the code there is nothing you cannot overcome. So we're still being feeling that resistance or that laziness or not knowing where to start out or not taking action or not knowing how to decide. That is definitely going to assist you. Apart from that, of course, I have my individual sessions that are extremely deep. I will go as fast as I talk right now because I just get the information. So when actually I do this on Skype, when I touch your photograph, like I get immediate information of your brain, of the constitution of your body, what surrounds you. I get your entire life, and so I can start reconstructing, eliminating, especially relationships, old attachments, all that stuff. Open up your breath so you can breathe and move beyond any poison and disease of the earth. It's very interesting to do, and well, yeah, I have all that information in the description. Should you be interested, then please start talking, communicate, start engaging. There is no stupid question on the earth, no matter where you are. If you have a simple question or whatever the question may be, just shoot. We need to fuse as eternal beings, and we need to gather. And the gathering means we need to rebuild new community. I would be the first one to just, jump out of Belgium and fuse with a good group of intelligent, integer people with loads of disciplines, and yeah, just start co-creating and bring that divine plan to order, because the universe doesn't stop reorganizing. Everything is reorganizing. Our organism needs to reorganize with what the universe brings through, and that is moving out of the old debris of the cellular construction, moving into a light wave, and how to do that is so much interesting. So bless you all. Take care. Especially take action, because there's nothing else. Sitting in your chair, just watching what is happening and agreeing to it is wearing the mask. So throw away that nonsense of the mask because it creates more disease than you will ever know. It creates more disease than you will ever know. It cuts your vital energies to the highest level ever witnessed on the earth.